Hey, how's it going, guys? Apologize. I told you last weekend you were gonna get a video on the tractor. Well, weather and life didn't permit, so finally getting another video out to you. I was hoping today was gonna be the video where we start the tractor. I've done a few things off camera, and I'll show you what I did. Unfortunately, I don't think she's gonna start today. I was hoping I was gonna be able to use our 6-volt wiring harness that we have to get this thing running. The more I've looked at it, it's kind of hard to make sense of the wires and how that's going to work. I've looked at a few different wiring diagrams, and it looks like it's going to be a little more messy than I really would like. So I did just order a brand new 12-volt wiring harness. I also ordered a new resistor terminal. I realized that the one that I have here is actually not in the greatest shape. So two more things, and we'll be able to do the wiring on this. Like I said, I've done some other stuff off camera, so I'm going to show you what I did. We are going to do a little bit of work on it today. We're going to put on our new alternator bracket. I've already taken the liberty of taking that off, and we can get our air cleaner installed today, as well as the hose that runs down to our carburetor, so that'll be good. We'll finally have that done, and then I don't think we'll be able to get too much else done today. I also have something very interesting that I want to show you guys, so we're gonna jump over that real quick. So I got this stuff from the family of the previous owner, and so it's just some of the original documentation. I mean, obviously this looks like a newer manual, but let's see what we have here. So, okay, yeah, so this was like some of the original paperwork when this was purchased. I just think this is really interesting. So, I mean, that's pretty cool. September of 1978 was the last time this thing was purchased through a dealership, as far as I know. And let's see, what was the payment on it? Oh, here we go. $46.70 was the monthly payment on this tractor back in 1978. I just thought that was kind of interesting, and I'd show you guys. And then we have some older manuals here. You know, that very well could be the original, who knows. I just thought this stuff was kind of interesting. And then obviously we got a printed copy of it there, but yeah, I thought I'd just show you that. You know, it's pretty interesting stuff. So now let's get to fixing the tractor. All right, so I'm going to show you guys what I did. So we did finally get the bolts that we needed for our battery box. I replaced these 2 bolts. Well, that one I replaced. The other one wasn't there, so I bought 2 of those. Got 2 new bolts in there. We got the new bolts for our battery box. We got our bolts for our air cleaner. I went and I already installed our 2 gauges back where they need to be. Our brand new oil pressure gauge, we got that put in. Like I said, I already took off our alternator bracket, the old one. And the more I looked at it, I think the issue was it wasn't aligning right. So that may have been one of the problems they had with this tractor. This bracket is going to solve that problem. We'll come over here. I ended up taking off our old starter solenoid and I replaced it with a brand new one. So we got a nice fresh starter solenoid, that's good. We have some new battery terminals that I'm going to throw on. And then once that new wiring harness gets here, the thing is getting awfully close to getting to start. I'm pretty damn excited about it. So yeah, let's get that alternator bracket put on, and we'll get our alternator mounted, and then we can see about getting our air cleaner put on. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get these 2 bolts torqued down. So I looked up the specs on them. This type here with the nuts on the top, this type gets torqued down to 55. And this one over here is supposed to be torqued down to 65 to 70. So we got our torque wrench here. Actually, let's get that tightened down a little bit first before we torque it down. Okay, let's go. There it is. All right, let's switch back to the other one. Okay, and back to the other one. Okay. So, have our studs torqued back down to where they need to be. So I think the next thing we're gonna do is we will get our bracket down here mounted up. So, we've got our original stud here. Get that through there. Now, I don't know if this is the actual nut that was meant for this, but this is a 3/4 on this side in case anybody is ever wondering, and 5/8 for the actual bolt. So, 3/4 wrench. Obviously, we're not going to tighten this down all the way yet because we still, oh, that was a little much. Still need to be able to adjust it a little bit. There we go. Now, I'm going to take our alternator and get that placed in there. That tightened down. All right. There you go, figure out what size this is. All right. Stay on it. Figure out where exactly you need to get this set. There we go. Now that looks a little wide. I feel like that's going to get eaten up. We're going to try that. That looks like that fan may chew up our belt. We'll have to see. nicely. So if we have to adjust this, we will. Oh no. That did not just happen, did it? Boy, doesn't that suck. Fortunately, I have a tap and die set. So I'll have to buy a new nut for that, or a new bolt for it, I should say. All right, we'll worry about that later. All right, so now we're gonna get our air cleaner put in. Let's see what's gonna be the best way to do this. Looks like it's supposed to, this line is supposed to curve around our air cleaner, so yeah, that actually looks like it fits in there nicely. Okay, so let's get this guy put in first. What size did I get for that? 9/16. Okay, now on this other side, this isn't where this terminal or this cable originally was. However, I lost a bolt for that terminal, and I think this spot will work just as well. So we're gonna put our cable in here. I kind of like the placement of that wire a little better anyways. I think it just makes a little more sense. There, we have our new ground wire installed, as well as our air cleaner finally. So that's good. So next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna put our pipe that runs from here down to our carburetor. All right, so let's try to get this mounted. So I figured out what the issue was, and there was one subscriber on here that actually helped me figure it out. Quite frankly, it was a pretty simple fix. Basically, this thing was just a little too long, this hose here, and I may have to go and cut it down a little more. Yeah, that, or I could try to push this back a little more, but it doesn't leave me a whole lot of room. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to cut our hose down a little bit. So I'm gonna go get the grinder. All right, so I think I got this cut down enough that it should fit on here pretty well. Now, let's see. There we go. Okay, I think this is gonna work. Let's get this one on. Oh, I might have to take that off first. Put this on. All right, now we got both ends on. So we sort of got our alternator on, at least the bracket's there. We'll just have to drill and tap that hole for the alternator, get a new bolt for that. That shouldn't be too much of a pain. Finally got our air cleaner on. I went and checked. I want to thank Steve. He's one of the subscribers to the channel. And he had mentioned that, you know, this might have to be cut back a little bit down here to make it fit. And sure enough, that made this work. So I want to say thank you for that, helping me out. As soon as we get that wiring harness back, we will get this thing finished. So I want to thank all of the subscribers, all the viewers that are watching these videos. Hopefully it's at least somewhat entertaining. I hope you're getting something from it. Definitely going to be making some other content here shortly. Like I said, we're waiting on that wiring harness. Once that's done, this thing will be running, and then we'll be able to move on to our next project, which is going to be our 84 Honda TRX 125. Next week, I'm heading out on a fishing trip, and I'm going to take you guys with me. We're going to be packing up, heading in. It's about 3.5 miles in, up north in Baxter State Park. So I'll show you a little bit of what we do with that, and yeah, I'm looking forward to that trip. I'm looking forward to you guys seeing it, doing something a little bit different on the channel. And then I got one other thing that I'm pretty excited to start with. I'm not going to show you it yet. I'm looking right at it at the moment. And I'm going to wait for a few parts to come in for that. Then I'll make a video on it. So thank you guys. Hope you liked the video. Subscribe. Turn on your notifications. Leave a like. Leave a comment. I try my best to respond to everyone's comments. Or at least acknowledge it. So the channel's seen a substantial amount of growth compared to what I started at just a few months ago. So, you know, share it with other people. Hope you like it. Have a good day.